Hey, what's going on there, folks? It is Earthmaster here. March 24th, 2018, 11:36 a.m. here on the West Coast in the state of California. And we definitely had a little bit of earthquake activity way earlier this morning along the Pacific Plate, the Western Pacific Plate. You can see on the earthquake 3D globe right there, a 6.3 occurring. And we've definitely noticed a large uptick last night in activity over there. Yeah, 6.3. We haven't seen this activity in a while as far as this magnitude goes. So finally we're starting to see a little bit of activity. And, some release of pressure within that region right there. The Papua New Guinea region. That was at 35 kilometers below the surface. That 6.3 was. You can see it right here on this map. You got the country of Australia right here. Indonesia up here. And Papua New Guinea around this area right here with that 6.3. And like I said, this was taken, let's get rid of some of that. Or, this occurred a little bit earlier today. 11:23 UTC time. I'm 100% sure on that time right there. Right now it's we got 18, so roughly around 7 hours ago when that occurred. Since then, no real aftershock activity, just a little 4.6. And this weird cluster of fault systems right there. Also got the Solomon Islands over here towards the southeast area. Notice that 4.6, the one that occurred a couple hours after that 6.3 within the same vicinity, same area, a lot deeper. 6.3 was 35 kilometers below the surface. That's 4.6 aftershock, so to speak, at 102 kilometers below the surface. So definitely a lot deeper than that main shaker. So I don't think we're over yet and seeing activity in that region. 3.5 off the northern Oregon, well, let's see here, just off the Oregon coastline there, a little bit further. If you've known, we've had, or if you've paid attention here, we've had a little bit of activity. This is now older activity in the state of California. You can see those couple yellow squares indicating it was over a couple days ago there. I think about 2 days ago, where we've seen 4.6 and a 4.7 occur just off the coast of Northern California. And now we're seeing a little bit of activity towards the north up here with a 3.5 off the Oregon coastline. That's a ways away off there, way off there. But nonetheless, it is all connected here within the vicinity of the Cascadia subduction zone over here along this area. With the Juan de Fuca plate here. And this 3.5 is only about 10 kilometers below the surface. So it's not super deep, definitely not. But I wanted to check real quick. Look at look what's going on over there in Oklahoma. Quite a bit of activity on this map. Let's go back 7 days, 2.5 and above. I want to get the terrain here set up a little bit better. Definitely a lot of activity occurring in Oklahoma. Nothing big. Kind of stretching up here into northern Oklahoma and parts of Kansas as well. But that's not abnormal for the for that region. Here's the last 7 days of activity along the Cascadia subduction zone over here. You got the Gorda Ridges and the Blanco fracture zone up around here where that 3.5 just took place here a couple hours ago. But most of the activity, the pressure being down here on the south within this tri-connected area down here. And most of it occurring roughly around 20 to 30 kilometers below the surface there. These earthquakes right here off the coast So yeah, no major jump in far as depth goes. They're all roughly around the same area. But also, I wanted to check here real quick with the real-time tremor map, real-time detection system here, and see what's going on. This here is just the last 3 hours of tremor being detected. I know last update I pointed out that there was definitely large-scale movement on a large scale. Pretty much the entire Cascadia subduction zone region here was showing some tremor being detected with it right there. So now we see last 3 hours. Let's go back to the last 12 just to cover some activity that's occurring, mostly and confined up here to Washington, western Washington, Cascadia subduction zone underneath here. With a couple sporadic spots down here in Northern California and Southern Oregon, but like I say, we can go back 24 hours here and see the majority confined up there to just west of Seattle and south of Olympia, Washington there. Definitely some interesting activity occurring. It's just a never-ending game of plate tectonics and whatnot, and that's what's going to happen. Most of it's off here to the north. We did see that little 3.5 off the Oregon coastline today. So I expect we're going to see some more activity. I don't think on a large-scale basis, but you never know. There's definitely portions of this Cascadia subduction zone that are locked and loaded, so to speak, with tremendous force that's going to release when they do. But no one can predict it. Not even me, not even anyone else out there on YouTube world. Nobody's crystal ball is going to tell us when this is going to release. All I know is I like to watch out for activity when I see... let me rephrase that. I like to be on guard when I see activity occurring on an uptick scale there. And we've definitely been seeing a lot of uptick occurring with the surface quakes down here in Northern California with those couple fours. And then also that 3.5 off the Oregon coast here. And now some deeper tremor being detected up in the state of Washington, mostly confined to that area. 48 hours may pick up the activity in California that we've seen. There we go. That activity over here with those 4.6s and 4.7s occurred. See the tremor being detected there? Ultimately, we had some surface quakes occur right around the time when that tremor was going off there. But you can see most of the plate there has moved a little bit, or at least on a slow scale. The subduction zone there has shown some activity with these tremors being detected. So we'll see what happens today. Covering the rest of the globe here, like I say, a lot of activity over there in Oklahoma once again. This older 4.6 deep earthquake's about ready to drop off the globe there. But for the most part, like I say, there was a little 5.2 in this neck of the woods. Looks like some larger activity occurring over here. What's that? Towards the... let's check that out. 4.1. Eastern Turkey. I'm sure that's wrong right there. 0 kilometers. Source of parameters not yet reviewed by a seismologist. So I'm sure they will redefine that, if not the magnitude as well. But yeah, like I said, man, there's some activity, recent activity right now occurring down near Chile. And now along the Oregon coast. We just see this bounce back and forth, with the kind of release of pressure over here on the western Pacific, and then some more pressure over here along the eastern side. Anyway, I'm not 100% sure if I'm gonna jump off here and do some storm chasing or not. It's a possibility, I guess. There's like a 10% chance of some activity here in Northern California, but I'm not for sure if I want to go out and see that or not. You see a little spike right now in Mendocino Station coming up on the data. Nothing big, probably it's just a little minor earthquake, maybe like a 2 or so. But anyway, hope you're enjoying your weekend out there, folks. I'm going to jump off here for a little bit. I will be back on here sometime today. It is, what time we got? 11:46 here on the West Coast, and kind of just getting the day started, seeing what I got planned. So take care, folks. Have a good one out there, and we'll chat you guys a little bit later on.